Good morning, Floss Tube. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Friday. It is what day is it? It is the 12th of June. And this is Chart of the Day video number 49. One more and we're at 50. Ooh. How are you today? Yesterday everyone seemed to be doing well. Today is a nice sunny day. Temps are supposed to start rising and the humidity level is supposed to start going up a little bit. Last night was a beautiful evening. I sat out on the deck for a couple of hours while Dan was teaching and just enjoyed the nice evening. So I hope you had a good one too. Let's see. Do I know anything interesting? No, I don't. I know Amy and Emily still don't have any air conditioning, so they're going on over a week without air. She told me yesterday that her new unit should be installed this coming Monday. I said, well, are they gonna comp your rent a little bit or something? And no, they're not gonna do anything. That totally sucks. You're paying for a rented or an air-conditioned apartment. It should be air-conditioned. Anyway, you don't want to hear about that. What else do I know? Don't have any plans for this weekend. I may be able to not work on Sunday. Doesn't mean I won't be working, just that I don't have to come in and do anything. I managed to get a couple more pieces stretched throughout this week, and so I am almost caught up with the stretching of the cross stitch. I had a lady ask me what I meant by stretching and whether I meant lacing, and I do not lace eye pin. I don't care for lacing. I don't feel it holds it as well as I would like. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody does things differently. I prefer to pin. I just feel like I have more control. So, but I will be caught up with the stretching, the initial stretch. I do a two-pronged stretch. When the frame comes in or I get the mats cut, I will use that and tweak the stretching so that it's perfectly straight and no little wobbles. I'm probably the only one that would notice it, but I'm just anal enough that I want to do as good a job as I possibly can. So I stretch things twice. I don't know anything else. Truly, I don't. So yesterday's question of the day was regarding fireworks. And I was a little surprised by the results of the question. There's a lot of people out there that absolutely hate fireworks. Not necessarily did they say that it was because of the noise or that it scares them or their animals. Just they hate fireworks, think that they're a waste of money. A lot of people love them. So it was an interesting response, I felt. So thank you. Appreciate it. Today's chart of the day, since we were talking about fireworks, is Freedom from Madame Chantilly. You get both of these charts in here. It calls for all DMC. She never really truly gives you a fabric choice. Usually the picture looks like raw natural to me, so I always kind of do my own thing when I do a Madame Chantilly. The stitch count, I'm looking for the stitch count. 114 by 122 for the larger piece and 57 by 87 for the small pillow. So not huge. I think that little mouse is just adorable. And if you notice in this picture, it looks to me like whoever stitched the model actually did use a variegated thread. There's some variegation in the blue here that you can see. So I'm not, you know, they don't give an overdyed option, just the DMC number. So I did both. I pulled both. DMCs are going to look like this. Those are all the called for DMCs. And this is what I changed it to. Kept some of the DMCs that I didn't feel were important or necessary to have an overdyed for. So this is wavy navy. That's for the flag. This is the mouse color, which is pelican gray. Whiskey, Weeks Dye Works Cayenne, Gentle Arts Moss, and Gentle Arts Shaker White. So, fabric choices, again, she doesn't tend to give any, so I went with 32 count antique lamb's wool. Everything will show up nicely on there. Whiskey wants to hide today. I was looking at, I've never pulled moss when I've done a conversion before, but I was looking at it the other day and it's really a very pretty color, just in case you haven't seen it. There's lots of different colors in there. And it's for the leaves. It's for those leaves right here. So I thought that would be pretty. Do something a little bit different than my normal, you know, usually use endive or pine needle or lily pad. So I just thought something different would be nice for a change. So that was the antique lamb's wool. You know, yesterday I was talking about the sparkle fabric. Was it yesterday? Maybe 2 days ago. The sparkle, the opalescent fabric. Well, fireworks are sparkly. So this is 32 count Winter Wishes from Hand Dyed by Stephanie, and it is the opalescent. I thought that would be kind of pretty. If you want a gray but not an opalescent, I pulled Color and Cotton's Patina in a 32 count, which is it's a gray with some blue to it and some underlying like peachy tan. Maybe be able to see it a little bit in here. But I thought that would look nice. Let's try spreading them out a little better for you. And then, while I was digging through the fabric, I ran across the natural with blue pettipoint, the polka dots. Very cute. And I think it would be cute on that. Now, I have found when working on this that larger, more solid blocks of color actually turn out better than smaller, scattered designs. And I think what I would do if I were going to stitch on this one is I would combine those two patterns, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking here in just a second after you've had a chance to admire the polka dot fabric. Okay, so you see how this one, these are kind of smaller and a little bit scattered and further apart, and I think that you might tend to lose that a little bit on that polka dot. But this little dude is basically this. I mean, he's the same guy, same little mouse. He's just got something different in his hands, and those are larger. So I think I would do him and these larger stars rather than these smaller stars right here, if it were me, on that polka dot fabric. You could do it on either of the fabrics, but definitely I think on that polka dot fabric I would like to do that. I hope you enjoyed that chart. It's really a cute one. Question for today. I was watching Country Stitchers, Deb and Liz, and they were talking about kitting things up, and I kitted something up for Dan last night to start. He's going to do the August trucking along for me for a shop model. I have a display in my idea in my head, and it needs a chart with sunflowers and chickens in it, so I didn't give him the option. I just presented it to him. He told me to, in my defense, he told me to present him with something, so I did. I presented him with that. It's maybe not completely his cup of tea, but he sat down and started stitching it last night, so he can't mind it too terribly much. It's got a pickup in it. It's a kind of guy thing. So anyway, speaking of kitting up, I started, I am a, if I get the chart, I kit it up kind of person, which has saved my bacon quite a few times since COVID started, because the shop would be out of something, but I knew I had it in my personal stash. So I kind of robbed my stash a little bit. But if I'm going to take a chart home, I want it fully kitted when I do so that I know that should I get a wild hair some rainy Sunday morning or in the middle of a blizzard, I can just go down and pick a new thing, and I know that I've got everything I need to start it. That's not really true now that I've robbed a few things out of different things, but I'll get them replaced when life goes back to normal. And then I will have the comfort of knowing that. So my question is, do you just buy the chart and take it, and when you're ready to stitch it, kit it up, or do you kit it when you buy the chart? I'm going to guess most people, well, it could be half and half, I suppose, but I would guess most people are they just buy the chart and kit it up later kind of thing. But I don't know. I could be wrong. That's all I have for you today. Don't have any real big plans for the weekend. Gonna be here tomorrow. Sunday, I think the dust is about 3 inches thick in my house, so I'm definitely going to be dusting and vacuuming. That may be all that gets done. I maybe will make some fobs or work on retreat stuff. I haven't decided yet. Whatever strikes my fancy. Maybe I'll just feel like sitting on my butt and doing nothing. Who knows? But whatever, I hope you all have a great weekend. I will see you tomorrow. Yeah, I should see you tomorrow. But just in case, you never know what's going to happen. So just in case, I hope you have a great weekend. Get some stitching done this evening. I just had a thought about my question for the day tomorrow. I should make a note of that before I forget. Before I forget, question of the day for tomorrow. Sorry. All right, I have my note made. Anyway, have a great evening tonight. Get some stitching done. Watch some TV. Whatever makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. And I will see you in the morning. Take care.